where we talk about anything under the sun, from books to entertainment to self-help and even a little spice. I'm Victoria.
I'm Kiara.
And I'm Katalyn.
Kiara, can you get it together so we stop fucking up the intros?
No.
I think
It gives me entertainment.
Fun.
We're fun. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh my god.
We're having fun.
This episode's going to be pretty chaotic, so
A little bit.
you're welcome for this one. We're talking about Team Starkid. If you guys don't know what Team Starkid is, that means your life is really depressing.
Literally, I kid you not, Pernilla sent me a Snapchat because we've been talking about K-dramas a lot, and she was like, I looked at the schedule. Are you guys talking about Starkid? Is this like a very part of musical Starkid? And I'm like, it's the exact one. And she's like, I'm so excited for this episode.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So, some context around Team Starkid. Team Starkid was a group of college friends. I don't know if they were all in the musical theater program, most likely, but they decided to make a musical based on Harry Potter called A Very Potter Musical, and it was wildly successful, and they've kind of just launched from there. They used to do like musical retellings, but now they make original works. But they're really funny, and
you've
really
seen some
inappropriate.
notable names come from it. Most notably, Darren Criss. He was Harry Potter in A Very Potter Musical, and in one of his recent concerts, he actually brought up the cast of A Very Potter Musical at the Hollywood Bowl, and got to give them that moment where they sang the song from the show.
I saw Devin's TikTok.
So it was very exciting. But yeah, we're gonna talk about mostly A Very Potter Musical and the sequel, and then a little bit about Twisted. I'm gonna mention a couple of their other ones that I really like that I think you guys should check out. And
I really want to do the work today.
Firebringer actually is not that good.
That's the only song that I found catchy. I'm just like, I love this song.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know from that. So.
Yeah, I'll mention some other ones that you guys should check out. But yeah.
Before we get into that, we are going to jump into our quenchful moments. And if you're new here, a quenchful moment is something happy or exciting that's happened to us over the last week or so that we want to share with each other and with you. Katalyn, do you want to share your quenchful moment of the week with us?
Yeah, sure. I texted it to you guys so you wouldn't murder me.
I know. Thank God.
I got 2 more tattoos with my roommate. They're like actually matching. So one is this one with a lyric from the 1975. And it says, if you can't survive, just try.
It's a good one.
The next line is, oh my god, the name of the song. I have it. But anyways, the other one of these 2 ghosts on the back of my arm.
I just want to say it's so funny that you got 2 more tattoos on the same arm that you were literally just complaining about like 2 weeks ago, one of our episodes, that you put your arm down properly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in a bad spot if you like sit at a desk all day.
Were you able to get the covering for those ones?
No, the guy didn't have any. But they healed a lot better. The name I always want to die sometimes. That's the next line after this. And that's the name of the song.
I feel that.
But yeah, this one didn't hurt. Like I thought it would. Like didn't hurt at all. And then I fell asleep during the ghosties. So. I did.
Well, it's good to know that you fell asleep during the ghosties because I'm supposed to be getting a tattoo right there on the back of my arm as well. So.
It hurt worse than this one did, but I fell asleep. So, but yeah. So my roommate, I got this one because she's a short friend and I'm the tall friend.
That's cute. Then there's me and my body I have like full body shakes for some reason while I'm getting tattooed.
Oh yeah, I thought this one would hurt like really bad, but I didn't even realize that she was done. I was like, "You're done?" And she's like, "Yeah."
This was the only one that like, actually, that's not true. This one made me want to kill myself. The very top of this one made me want to die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might get more over spring break.
I just got really cold and started shaking. I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's happening to my body. I cannot control this.
But yeah, so I got 2 more tattoos.
They're cute.
And I'm probably going to go back over spring break.
They're really cute. Maybe we'll post them on our Instagram for everyone to see.
Yeah, I'll post healed pictures where my skin's not all red.
Okay.
There you
we'll
go.
Hold you good.
Okay. Victoria, what was your quenchful moment?
My quenchable moment is, as I've been saying for a hot second, I'm planning on redoing the space that I'm currently in. Not my entire, well, yes, my entire room, but I'm focusing in on the space because it's a little chaotic and kind of disorganized, and it's making it really hard for me to do book bindings like I want. I'm sorry if you guys can hear a door slamming in the background. My sister just got new bedding, and she's very excited about it and wants to put it on right now, and she's just running it out. But I needed a better way to organize the binding fabric that I have for the covers for the books, because right now it's just like in a basket by my legs, and it's very annoying, especially when I'm sitting here trying to record. And so I ordered some baskets that I can hang on the walls, and they should be here on Monday.
That's exciting.
So I'm excited to get them up off the ground, especially because I can't see all of it. So sometimes I forget what colors I have, and I'm like, oh, I need to order this color. And I'm like, no, you stupid bitch, you already have this color. So
now you have double the price, or double the amount.
So it'll be nice. And I'm also planning on moving this shelf here to be in front of me so I can put other things on here, because my tabletop actually folds down. So it'll be nice to be able to fold it down while I'm recording, so I have just more space to like move around. So
nice. That'll be exciting. Can't wait to see. You have a lot of projects happening, so I can't wait to see how different your room looks.
I know. I'm ready. My body is ready. It'll be a task, but we're getting there. But what is your quenchable moment this week, Kiara?
So my quenchable moment is, it kind of coincides with the quenchable moment I had a few weeks ago. As you guys know, I went to a Kings game while I was home, and it was when they were retiring Dustin Brown's jersey. Very emotional, guys. I was crying so much during the ceremony before. I'm like, I don't know why I'm crying. But I mean, he was drafted by the Kings in 2003, I think. 2002, 2003. And so like one of my very first memories was like his draft of like hockey and stuff. So of course, like I followed him his entire career, and it was really great. They had like a lot of old players come out, old people who were retired jerseys. My favorite player that I have a jersey of, Alec Martinez, was there, and it's because he scored the game-winning goal for our second Stanley Cup. And so I'm like, oh my god, it's Alec, and he looked so good in his little suit. Oh my gosh, so cute. But I think what made me cry the most was I saw Matisse Nordstrom, and that is like part of my quenchable moment, was seeing him, because he was my very first like favorite player. When my dad asked me when I was a kid, he was like, you have to pick a favorite player, pick one. And I saw this number 14 on the ice, and I'm like, well, he's really good and I really like him, and I'm like, that's gonna be it. And it was Matisse Nordstrom, and I just kind of like fell in love with this guy. And he got traded to the Dallas Stars, like a long time ago, and I was like, I will never get to see him like in person ever again. And then he walked out, and he was wearing his jersey, and it had a 14 on the side, and I'm like, is that Matisse Nordstrom? I'm like, no, it's not. And I just like looked at Riley, and I had like tears like flowing down my face. She's like, why are you crying? And I'm just like,
you don't understand.
I'm like, that's my player. Like, I was so emotional. Like, that was probably the most emotional I got the entire time, was like seeing Matisse. I'm just like, oh my god, like, is this really happening? So it was a really great ceremony. But if you go to any sporting event, sometimes you know that they'll give out like things when you walk in the door. And because this was a jersey retirement ceremony, they also had a statue made of Dustin Brown outside. Drew is another player, and they were cracking jokes during the ceremony too. It was really funny.
Yeah.
They had a statue made of Dustin Brown outside of the arena. And they gave everyone a tiny version of his little statue. I was so excited. If you're watching the video, I got the little statue right here.
The way you just slowly like lifted it up.
That could be a little cut. We can cut that in, and we can post it on Instagram. Just this is my little Dustin Brown, my little DB. He's so cute.
Oh my god.
And so that's like a second part. There's 3 parts to this. So Matisse, My little Dustin Brown miniature statue. I also got to see the real one. Like, I got to see the big one. They had it gated off, so you really couldn't get close to it yet. But I saw it. I got a picture with it, kind of through a fence. Last piece is, I have never seen the Stanley Cup in person. Like, I have never been in the same room as it. It's always just been on my screen.
Yeah.
They brought it out. They had it there. I don't think they've ever done this before.
But why is it there? It should be here.
Dustin, so they were able to get it taken to the Staples Center, which is now the crypto arena.
Yeah.
Because Dustin Brown was the very first Kings player to ever lift the Stanley Cup for the Kings. So we won it for the first time in 2012. He was the captain, so he lifted it for the first time. And so they're like, for one last time, they had a little X like on the stage, and Andrzej Kopitar was like, this X is where you lifted the cup for the first time. And then like they had the cameras like over near like where they all came out, and I'm just like, no fucking way are they gonna bring this out right now? Like, oh my god. And I got to the Stanley Cup with my bare eyes, like it was right there. I'm like, holy shit.
Real ojos.
And then they had it up in their like the suite that they had, and the tickets that we got were right by their suite. Everyone's like, oh my god, like where's their suite, where are they at, all the people around us, and I'm just like, they're literally behind us in suite 28. Like, what are you guys talking about? They're like, how do you know? And I'm like, I used to have season tickets right there, like I know where they sit.
You're like,
and so the Stanley Cup is literally right behind us. They were like drinking out of it, and I'm just like, I'm so close to the Stanley Cup. I'm like, oh my god. And if you watch hockey, like if you're a sports fan, like just think of like that, like, you know, Heisman Trophy or something that like the World Cup, like being that close to like, they also had his Olympic silver medal out there. I'm just like,
dang,
I'm so close to like all of these really fancy things. Like, what the fuck? So, questionable moment was going to see Drew, or Dustin. Why did I keep saying Drew?
I was like, you wrote Drew, so
I know. Confused. Oh my gosh, no. So seeing Dustin, I cried so much. His number is now up in the rafters next to the greats. I really thought Wayne Gretzky was going to come out, and he did not. I'm really upset. It was okay. It's fine. We're fine.
You got to see the Stanley Cup, so.
Got to see the Stanley Cup. Got to get a miniature statue. Got to see Matisse Nordstrom. Got to see Dave Taylor. Got to see Luc Robitaille, who is a silver fox now. He is full silver. Holy crap, that man's getting old. It was so good. Got to see Alec Martinez. I love that man. Chef's kiss. So, yes. Sorry, that was a really long questionable moment, but I was just like so excited about that game. And then we won. We had a shutout. We shut out the team.
Nice. It was like worth it just for you to raise the
Anyways, this is my little DB.
Well, let's get cracking on
23. Like, what a year to retire in 20.
I'm glad that you had a good time.
Yeah, I'm huge fan. Guys, I'm huge hockey fan. If you're in the Discord, you know.
Before Kiara gets too far carried away, even more about hockey.
We should have a hockey episode.
Let's talk about Team Starkid. We'll let you have it one day. It'll happen. Okay. So obviously, we've all seen the Harry Potter musical. It's an icon. She is the moment.
She is the moment.
Obviously, to me, the highlight was either Lauren Lopez or Joe.
Which I have both of them on.
Okay, here's the thing. Yeah. I'm bad with their real names.
Okay, so Joe
Lauren played Draco Malfoy, and then Joe played Lord Voldemort.
/ Umbridge.
/ Yes.
/ We're just doing the first one for right now.
Joe also played, when you were watching the parts of Twisted that you were, Joe played the Sultan that like that lifted his little thing, and he was like, it's my butt.
Yeah, I could tell.
Like, that's Joe.
I could tell, even though he didn't have the makeup. I was like, yeah, I know that man.
So Joe is one of my favorites ever from Team Starkid.
He's so good. He's is my favorite actor out of all of them.
And it makes me kind of sad that he retired. He doesn't do the shows anymore. Because I know he would be a great addition to all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But he's so funny.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, he and Lauren were definitely the highlights, in my opinion, of Harry Potter musical.
I can imagine. Is the am I leaving? Am I leaving?
I'm pretty sure we were on the cruise and we were like in a bathroom and I'm just like, you stand on the potty, you release the diaper into the potty, and there it is. It's so easy. I can't wait to tell Father.
Oh gosh.
No, my roommate, I do this all the time.
Well, I mean, of course, as soon as I started getting into Hermione, did somebody say Draco Malfoy became
Somebody say Draco Malfoy.
An immediate part of my vocabulary
rolls
all the time.
underneath the benches.
Did
somebody
the only unfortunate thing about a Harry Potter musical and the sequel is that it's broken up into so many tiny parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Keep in mind, these shows were recorded a very long time ago. Like, YouTube was in its infancy.
Yeah. It was like, it was after I graduated, I think, which was 2010. It was somewhere around then, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So it's rough.
Yeah.
But worth it.
It's real good.
It is really good.
I just thought another thing, the red vines.
Yeah.
It's your favorite way to say red wine in a German accent. Red vines.
I also really love Dylan Saunders. He's in and out of a lot of different musicals. Dylan Saunders plays Dumbledore.
With his sandals.
And his Zephron poster.
And his special accent.
Mm-hmm.
He's great. God, there's so many good moments. What is your all's favorite moment from the first one?
From the first one? Oh my gosh. I really love, again, I love Joe Walker. When he is playing Voldemort, but specifically when he's playing Voldemort on, like, they're combined in the one costume. any moment with that. At the end when he was like, I miss you, and then they like put their backs to each other and they're just like, oh.
Going along with that, when they're like laying down for bed and he's like, are you just gonna leave that on the chair? Well, yeah, I'll put it away tomorrow. Why not do it now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Literally, Joe Walker is so good. But I think if it's the first one, another really good one is anytime that they just like anytime that they bag on Hermione and then Draco's like, hi Hermione.
But that doesn't really happen as much until the second one.
But it's still so funny because it's like, obviously they're playing into like the Hermione thing a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I think what's even funnier is that it's like, it's Lauren playing Draco.
Yeah. That's what makes it so much better, is that it's her playing
but hi Hermione.
Here's some insight into the cast that makes it even funnier in my mind. Lauren and Joey are married.
Yeah.
So
did you not know that?
Draco and Ron
are married.
Are married. So really playing into that enemies to lovers.
Uh-huh. I like the song that Harry sings that he wrote for Cho, but replaces Cho's name with Ginny, and like it works perfectly. He's like, no.
God, Devin Little as Cho Chang.
I know, I love it. And then
Southern
I also,
accent.
I'm Cho Chang. Like, hey, I'm Cho Chang, y'all. When they the Angelify, whatever that is, and he's like, that was the counter curse, is Angelify. Why couldn't I think of that?
Oh my
so
god.
Funny.
I can't remember if this happened in the first one or the second one. Y'all doubted me that this happened when they did Hermione can't draw, Hermione can't draw, Hermione
That's the second one.
Draw. It's the second one.
Mm-hmm.
That one's
It's been too long since
it's the second one. It's when they're like, it's a lot of, they're like at the Quidditch pitch or something.
Yeah.
And they're doing that.
Yeah.
And then Draco comes out. He's like, look at mine. And it's like so good. He's like laying on the floor, like kicking his feet dry.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the second one. Also Snape.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the sandwich with the bomb in it. And he's like, now I'm gonna have to find another sandwich that ticks.
My bomb.
There's so many stupid things in this.
It's so
and that's
stupid.
what makes it so great.
It's so good.
But like the first one, what year is the first one supposed to be? Is it supposed to be first year? No.
Yeah. I mean, yes, because Quirrell's in it.
They kind of
it's
mix
also
them all
not
together because
it's kind of like
ultimately like you like there's a third one that we don't really talk about because it wasn't they didn't actually like have it like fully planned out.
They did it at like a convention and just had them like
it was from script read. It was still good. But you know, in that one it's called Senior Year, but they have like the Chamber of Secrets in it, and you know, Dumbledore already died, and Harry's looking for his snitch, and he's like, I open up the clothes. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, like they kind of just like meld all of them together. The second one, I think the second one
is fifth year.
Yeah,
second one, has Umbridge.
The first one I think has Cedric in it.
It has Cedric in it.
A minute.
And
because Hufflepuffs have particularly good finders.
What the hell is a
Hufflepuff?
Honey Badger don't care. Honey Badger do not care.
That's fair. So I guess we can talk about the second one really quick.
God.
Umbridge. This is my favorite.
Joe Walker again.
Like, girls. Just a couple of girls.
Oh my god. I completely forgot about Rumble Roar.
Rumble Roar, yeah.
Just I'm going to Pigpots, and that's on Mars. Not everyone go to Pigpots.
Anyways,
Daddy will be so proud.
I love every time Lucius enters because he's always like twirling.
Very flamboyant,
like a dancer, with his long, beautiful blonde hair.
Daddy, look at the picture I made. Daddy, I used the potty.
Draco's developing obsession with Hermione. Hilarious. Ron's confused feelings also about Hermione.
I think what's funny is that specifically that picture that Draco draws of Hermione, Ron's like in the background getting like hit with like lightning. It's like, and there's Ron.
I also love that Ron always has a snack, and like especially in the second one, as he like gets more and more confused,
not just
get more and more.
Not just the snack, but he also always has that sweatband on his head.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
and now Draco and Ron are married in real life. It was a sweatband, I tell you.
Funny, no, it is a sweatband. Jenny's involved more. I feel like I watched this like 3 months ago, and I can barely remember anything.
It's been a while since I've seen the second one. I just know Umbridge.
Yeah, Umbridge is by far the best part.
The like slumber party.
Joe like really just like leans into these characters, and he's just a couple of
girls.
Girls. The way he says it, it's like the way he like forms his mouth too when he says certain things. He does it in Twisted too. He's like girls, like elongate, like he shoves his face like out. It's so just like, I love this man.
Oh god, it's so good. Man. And then Umbridge, who did Umbridge go with? It was with Dumbledore. They had that romance, right?
Yes, I think so.
And because Umbridge was like so mad.
I think what's also funny about Joe playing Umbridge is that you have that girl, but then the get together.
Because like he's wearing like
he's wearing
dress.
Pink,
you can see
he's wearing like
he
the pink dress. He's just with the gloves. Just
God, Every role that Joe does is fantastic.
He's so good. Literally, I would watch anything that he's in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He did one of their earlier ones is Me and My Dick. And he played the dick.
That's amazing.
That tracks for him.
Talking about that one.
It was great. Also in A Holy Musical Batman, peak Joe. He played Batman.
Of course he did.
That was one of the ones that Jen with 2 N's and I kept quoting when we were in Colorado when we would go fuck you. Oh. That one's from that. If I can't, I'll see if I can't find the clip to just show it to you guys because it's really funny.
Okay. Well, I have to watch it. I do love
Lauren,
to watch her.
Lauren plays Inspector Gordon. She's like a shaky little old man. It's so funny. My favorite Joe role though is from Twisted.
Which one?
When he plays Ahmed. I think that whole sequence is hilarious. Twisted is also one of the first introductions of Robert Mannion. He was a fan of Starkid, and I think he had like seen them or something, and they asked him to do a cameo in one of the shows, and then he was just part of the cast. He ended up being one of my favorite characters in one of their most recent shows, which is Professor Higgins. I'll try and find the clip of his song from The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. It's hysterical. But Twisted is one of my favorite ones that they did. It's a retelling of Aladdin, essentially, where Jafar is actually the good guy.
Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say Jafar is the good guy. I would say Jafar is misunderstood.
Yeah, from the like hour-ish that I watched, I was like, he seems good, but like, yeah.
Well, he's trying to improve everything, and like stuff is just not working in his favor. But I think it's really good. Dylan Saunders plays Jafar, who was Dumbledore in ABP, and his whole journey playing Jafar is hilarious. I always love the one guy who's always like, "It's all your fault, Jafar," because it's always his fault.
I loved Jasmine.
I want to be poor.
A fish. But no, he didn't. He wanted to fuck a fish. That was her talking about Prince Eric.
Yeah, Prince Eric. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Her song, I want to be poor, but with like money.
That's not how that works, sweetheart. Sorry.
No. One of my favorite interactions with her is between her and Jafar when he's talking about a song is a precursor to a dick. A song means a dick is on the way. Or a song is a dick in sheep's clothing. That one's great. And then the duet between her and Aladdin when she's like kind of singing about love and he's trying to send subliminal messages to her like take off your clothes.
Yeah.
But then in the end she's like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
That's about where I stopped.
Yeah, and Aladdin is just gross in that one. Because he is orphaned at 33.
The poor child.
The poor child.
But then we find out that he has like a Jekyll and Hyde situation going on.
Yeah.
And it's his worst half that's, was the reason that killed his parents. He was an orphan because he killed his own parents.
Okay.
Yeah. Things get really weird. I love that moment where Dylan like looks out at the crowd. He's like, what the fuck is happening?
I don't know what's going on.
And it's during that moment where you're seeing Aladdin like Jekyll and Hyde. And Dylan's like, what the fuck is happening? He's like, who are you?
I'm your reflection. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Jasmine's just gone off stage. She's like, I'm just gonna back away from this situation.
Yeah. But in my opinion, by far the best part of that entire musical is the tiger fucker.
Tiger fucker.
Literally, you sent it in the group chat. I watched it immediately. I was like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, well, because Ahmed is
Joe is so funny.
Yes, Ahmed. Joe plays Ahmed, who is the prince that comes to see Jasmine to potentially get married her, and she sets her tiger to attack him, and he comes back to his to his people. He's like, "Look at my ass.
What do you see? I see the back of your balls."
And that's why I love Robert, especially when he's like, "Do you see these marks?" And he's like, "They're stretch marks. They happen.
It happens."
I love Robert. I love him.
Just like clinical. I see the back of your balls.
But the way his voice deepens when he does it, I'm like, all right,
yeah,
Mannion, chill out. But that whole sequence is great. Especially when he does the "he fucked a tiger" part. Oh, love that kid. He's so good. When he's playing the guard at the beginning, and he's like, "Did we catch the bread thief?" Like, Abdul, I thought you died in shit. And the guard gets up and just like tosses him on the ground, and he just like flops over. Okay. I love that kid. He's so good.
I loved that Joe didn't just play Ahmed, he also played the
one of the priests.
The predecessor to Jafar.
Yeah.
And it was like, let's listen to the wise, beautiful words that are coming out of the Sultan's mouth. He's like, one time I took my finger and I pushed my penis in.
The Sultan.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
The random shit the Sultan would say. And the same guy plays the genie, so that's also equally as chaotic. Oh my god.
Yeah, the genie's one-liners.
Great. And they would change each time.
So funny. He did a "Where's Batman" line, which I'm just like, I'm Batman.
It's just really good.
But then we find out, Katalyn, you didn't watch the rest of it, but
no.
Remember the Sultan pushed his penis in, so we can't have a kid. So how did he have Jasmine? Oh, yeah. Jasmine was Jafar's kid. Remember his wife got pregnant?
Yeah.
He's like, that's why I love you. And I'm just like, that's weird.
That's kind of weird. But, you know.
It's weird, but sweet.
Doesn't
it's
surprise me.
It tracks.
Nothing surprises me.
Yeah. 10 out of 10 would recommend Twisted. They just have so many good shows. Oregon Trail is another really good one. It's based around the video game Oregon Trail. If you don't know what that is, I love that for you, because most of us in the US had to suffer through playing it at least once. And the cool thing about the cool thing about Oregon Trail is they change who died every time they did it. So it's not always the same person dying.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
I do want to touch on a little bit more about A Harry Potter Senior Year. I think it kind of showcases a little bit more the popularity that Team Starkid got as the years progressed. So they performed it at LeakyCon in 2016, and they prefaced that this was
shirts.
They prefaced that this was not a full full production. This was a read through kind of situation. So they were in costume and stuff, but a lot of the cast was reading off of scripts on stage if they didn't know their full lines. Darren Criss came back as,
peak Glee
Harry Potter, and he was already on Glee. Like, he was doing the goddamn thing. But I think another notable name is the actress that played Luna Lovegood, also played Luna Lovegood in Senior Year. They had her come on because she was also a fan of a Harry Potter musical. And so I thought it was so funny, because she is the first person that runs onto the stage when this whole production starts. So everyone's just like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry. What did I sign up for?
So I just thought that was really funny. And, they had a lot of the same actors and actresses come back, but they may have played someone different. So Devin did not play Cho Chang. She played Charlotte, which was a gender-bent Charlie Weasley. So I haven't watched the full thing all the way through. Kind of cheesy in the way that, you know, Harry Potter musical is. I would have loved to have seen a full pro. It's not something that they'll ever probably get to.
No.
But there was one character, I think he's supposed to play Kingsley or something like that. Sorry with a K.
Yeah, Kingsley Shacklebolt.
Yeah, and he was in this full black garb. He's a black man, and he had a little eye patch on, and he was definitely acting like Nick Fury on that stage. So just the way that they kind of pull in different like styles from different universes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, may as well.
So it was really funny. I definitely recommend if you love the first two, like you should probably go watch that one. It's different because it's not a full production, but it's still really good. And Darren Chris's mic stopped working partway through, and so the only way that they were able to get his voice is because they had other mics like on the stage, and so they kind of just like grabbed his voice from those mics. But it definitely sounds different when they jump back and forth between him and like other actors on stage.
Yeah. So. Darren is still like pretty heavily involved with them. Not like actually performing, but he's still really good friends with them. They did a like a 10-year anniversary live stream, and he was there.
I love that he's like, you know, he's not one of those actors who's like, I'm out of this, I'm better than this. He's still like, this is where I came from, and these are my friends. And I think it's so funny that, you know, we have Darren Criss, who a lot of people know him because of his character on Glee, and the characters he's played since. And then we have Devin Little, who was BuzzFeed, who was like, I loved her, and I love the sketches she was in, and that's I started following her because I just like loved her so much. And it's just like these two very like vastly different like realms that they've kind of gone into, but they're still friends, and I love that so much.
Yeah. But Team Starkid is still out there making musicals. They, like I said, do mostly original stuff. They've been focusing on this imaginary town called Hatchetfield. The first one to kind of take place in that space was the guy who didn't like musicals. It's literally an entire musical about a man who fucking hates musicals. And essentially what happens is there's an alien invasion, and all of the people are possessed by aliens who sing. You follow them through that journey. Like I said, my favorite character of all time came out of that musical, Professor Higgins. Like I said, I'll try and share the clip of his song because it's really good. Robert is incredibly talented. He's done like actual professional shows, and he's been working in that circuit. But he still takes the time to participate in Team Starkid stuff. If you guys aren't interested in like seeing what they're doing, they do have tons of social media spaces that you can go to. They also have their own shop. When I went to visit my friend in October for another friend's wedding, she had a bunch of pins from a bunch of the different musicals, and they were fantastic. And I sent them to Jen with 2 N's, and she's like, bet, buying them. So very exciting. But yeah, if you guys have any favorite musicals from Team Starkid, if you've seen Team Starkid, let us know. If you've never seen them and you plan on watching them, let us know. We'd love to see what your thoughts are on them. You can email us at tbp.staythirsty@gmail.com, or you can reach out to us on Instagram, and of course in our Discord server. But for now, Kiara, will you take us out with an affirmation?
I will. So today's affirmation is, I have the courage to grow regardless of the challenges I might face.
Aw. I feel like you
Poignant.
Yes. Keep saying that one to yourself.
You know what?
You got this. Just saying.
We'll get there.
But thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure to tune in on Tasty Tuesdays and Thirsty Thursdays for all new episodes. Make sure to subscribe and follow our socials listed in the description. Make sure you like, rate, and leave a review for the podcast to help boost us across platforms. Helps more than you know. Have a lovely day, and remember, stay thirsty, bitches.